Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am Tom. I do Disney, hence the name of this channel, Tom Does Disney. I feel so good to be back here in the studio making at-home videos for you guys. To be honest with you, my Disney depression is in full swing at this point. We are just about a month away from our Galaxy's Edge trip, but I didn't really realize how much fun I'd be having making the videos at home again. So let's jump right into it. This is our top 10 ride list 2019 for Epcot, the experimental prototype community of tomorrow. So like the other list and all the future lists, we'll have an honorable mention of each list, and in this case it is O Canada. O Canada is just okay. It is in the Canadian Pavilion. It's a Circle Vision theater. It's got Martin Short. It's so dated, and they are replacing it very soon. So O Canada, honorable mention. Coming in at number 10, we have Reflections of China. Another Circle Vision show, but better. I don't know, just newer and more updated. For me personally, I hadn't seen it in a bunch of years, and I kind of like Chinese culture. So, it comes in at the 10 spot. Very similarly, coming in at number 9 is Impressions de France. This show is in the France Pavilion. It is another Circle Vision kind of thing, and it's just like, yeah. You know, all these things are just kind of meh. They speak to an era of Epcot that was a little more educational, and some people debate that Epcot should remain that way. It isn't really. There are parts that do it better than others. Like, for example, the Kawaii Museum in Japan Pavilion is a much better experience and a much more immersive way to learn than some movie that you have to stand up for 15 minutes. It's just... These are just my opinions, but I don't like any of these Circle Vision shows, really. At number 8, a ride that I don't even ride, but I just know I can't put it lower than these Circle Vision shows. It's Mission Space. I am going to do Green Mission Space this upcoming trip because I heard that it doesn't get you really sick. I do remember doing the orange version years ago, and it just threw me for the worst loop ever. I know I said in the last video Star Tours is the only ride on property that makes me motion sick. It's actually both of these rides. Just these rides. And I wonder why. Anybody have any ideas? Hit me in the comments below. Coming in at number 7, Turtle Talk with Crush. Wow, how cool is this show? I didn't even know it existed. I did it last trip. Fantastic. It's interactive, as in they have a cast member doing the voice for Crush. So it's really cool. I think you'd see a different show every time you went, which is much different than something like Enchanted Tales with Belle, where yes, different people reprise the roles, but it doesn't have that level of like improv going on. It was very, very good, and I highly suggest seeing it, even if you don't have kids. Coming in at number 6, we've got our buddy Figment. Figment deserves to have the best ride at Epcot. He just sadly doesn't. He has an outdated ride that once was even better than it is today. Figment in Journey into the Imagination is a great ride. It is fun. It is a good way to beat the heat for sure, because you're always going to be looking at relatively low wait times. The queue is not very detailed, but it is inside. Figment has got the song. That's what it's got going for it more than anything, is that song. One little spark could light your fancy. It's great. Figment is great. Coming in at number 5, we have Spaceship Earth. Spaceship Earth is going to be getting a huge overhaul come this next year, maybe even the end of this year. It is going down for the count, and I hope it comes back stronger and better than ever, because it could definitely use an update. Spaceship Earth deserves that number 5 spot. Up next, we have Living with the Land. My God, what a hidden gem this thing is. Boat ride, winner. All the scenes, incredibly detailed. Dark ride, another plus for me. I love the education of it. I love the behind the scenes tour that you can do, which is not really living with the land, but it all encompasses that greenhouse. And I think that in general, the work that they're doing there, and not just, you know, for us, but I'm talking about like the behind the scenes, not seed stuff that goes on there, is incredible. There's like real research being done in this pavilion. I know it's more of the land, and I'm talking about living with the land, but it's kind of a tangent. Living with the land, number 4, and it totally deserves it. Coming in at the 3 spot, Test Track. Wow. I love Test Track. I mean, the way that they changed it is, in my opinion, for the better. I like designing my car. I like the indoor section. When you blast through that last wall and you're out there going 70 miles an hour, that's awesome. That's the fastest ride in Disney for a reason, and it's epic, especially when you come around that last bank and you got Spaceship Earth staring at you there. And if you ever have done it when there's fireworks going on, it is a cool experience. Test Track, and it's got a single rider line too, so it definitely deserves the 3 spot. Coming in at number 2, Soaring Round the World. I prefer Soaring Around the World to Soaring over California. I know that relatively the same ride. It's the scenery and the smells that change, that only. And Soaring's something I can't go to Disney without doing. If I were to go to Disney and not ride Soaring, I would feel totally gypped, like I had missed one of the most essential parts. I rock that Soaring shirt now. That's how much I like the ride. I have a shirt dedicated to the attraction. And yeah, Soaring for the win. Take your flip-flops off.
That's a good idea.
Smell the smells. It's fantastic. This is a little interesting. I realized as I got to the top of my list here that I had forgotten one of my favorite rides in Epcot. The 3 Caballeros. I'm shocked at myself for putting together all these lists because I did them all. And having forgotten something like so awesome. I then went through all the other lists like just now. I mean, obviously with the power of editing you can't tell, but I went through all the other lists and I'm like, oh, I did them perfect. But this, I totally forgot the 3 Caballeros. So this will have 2 honorable mentions this video. Somewhere within this top 3, I want to say it would actually take the 3 spot, and Test Track and everything would move down 1. Soaring would still be better than the 3 Caballeros. But yeah, wow, sorry about that, Panchito. I'm sorry, dude, my bad. Coming in at number 1, though, my favorite ride in all of Epcot, Frozen Ever After. I know some people are such purists. They're like, I miss Maelstrom. Frozen's just bringing in IPs to the park. What's it got to do with Norway? To be honest with you, I think that that's the future of Disney. The Illuminations going away is a huge indication of that for me. The fact that they're going to pump in more IPs. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy building is humongous. Zero care about how much of an eyesore it is. They know that that's the way to get people into the parks, and they know that people care about these characters, these IP characters. So, in my opinion, I'm all for these kind of changes. I don't think it degrades the park. I think if you want to have a really pure experience, you can always go to Magic Kingdom because there's always going to be pure Disney things for you there. And you can go to Disneyland where you can find Snow White's ride still and Mr. Toad's ride still. And you can still ride those to this very day. So I think the change is great. I think that Frozen did a great job utilizing the track from Maelstrom, the elements of Maelstrom, the drop, everything about it. And I cannot speak highly enough about Frozen Ever After. It is my number 1 ride in Epcot. And one of, you'll have to wait for the general list, but one of the best rides, my favorite rides, on all of Disney property. So guys, sorry about that little hiccup in the list. There are no more issues moving forward. The lists are double checked. I will not be having that happen again. I want to say thanks so much for watching. I know I said it, I'm feeling really good making videos back here in the studio. I look forward to putting out the remaining videos, which are going to be more of these top 10 lists for the attractions throughout the rest of the parks and a total, all parks. We're going to retouch upon our top 10 food list as well. So far, that's all I've got brainstormed. If you guys have ideas or videos you'd like me to make, leave them down in the comments below. How was my list? How did it compare to your list? Let me know that as well. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one, which will be Animal Kingdom's top 10 video. Have a magical rest of your day, guys, and I will see you real soon.